Hey people, injured here, 1v1, Judgement of Carrion blue side. Elder Vampire plays a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, fights melee by default, has a bunch of spells. Up against Wurgl as a Lictor Alpha, fights melee, infiltrates, good at harassing and picking off high value targets. Is infiltrated now, so he's going to go probably attack something. And a double Hormigaunt opening for Wurgl. And he's going to run into some Chaos Space Marines here, heavy ranged infantry. They are pretty decent in melee combat though, and here is the opening engagement. No flesh hook yet. Elder Vampire not panicking, just pulling them off. There is the flesh hook, doesn't want to lose a model but should be okay. Heretics coming in from the west side to help out, I can see. And Chaos Space Marines tough it out, turn and engage. Here come the Heretics. Hormigaunt Brood capping mid, and now they come to help. There's the Doom Blast. These Heretics going to be in trouble now with Hormigaunts coming in. There's the Doom Blast so they can retreat. Here's a second Hormigaunt Brood. Light melee units. Kill Sorcerer. Going to cap the eastern VP. None of these VPs natural, running east to west. Wurgl gets an early lead, capping mid. 500, 481. No third squad for Wurgl, perhaps going straight for Warrior Brood or Ravener Brood. And here we see double Chaos Space Marines for Elder Vampire, solid base in tier 1. Is he going to cap this wreck point? Yes. We want an aspiring champion to spot that Lictor Alpha as soon as possible. Lictor Alpha finishes that cap. Might get instantly decapped here. Chaos Sorcerer is going to decap this wreck point. Always a good idea whenever you can to decap wreck points. Really hurts economy since they mature over time. So if you decap a fully matured one, it's quite a blow. And we do see a Warrior Brood for Wurgl on the way. Two powers noded for Wurgl, no generators. 3 powers in fact noded. In terms of map control, Wurgl has the advantage, and warriors hit the field. Heavy infantry start off as a melee unit, emit a basic synapse which gives some damage reduction to non-synapse creatures, and they knock the Chaos Sorcerer off this cap. There's his Doom Bolts, his starting ability, and he needs to run. He was just about to finish that cap as well, and Warrior Brood cap themselves. Engagement kicking off in the south. Aspiring champion Heretics are bad news for Hormigaunts. Such a strong melee counter, and they forced them to flee like crazy. Chaos Space Marines did lose a model though, and retreat back 471, 459, 2 to 1 for blue. Warrior Brood finished the cap. Can get a Barb Strangler in tier 1, AoE suppression ranged weapon, or get a bit better in melee in tier 2 with their adrenal glands. Looks like they're going for this eastern VP. 471, 445. Will Elder Vampire go for a Havoc to help deal with these Hormigaunts, or is he happy with the Heretics and double CSM? Havocs are vulnerable to infiltrating Lictor Alphas with its flesh hooks, of course. Looks like it's going to kick off in the middle here. Chaos Sorcerer, CSM and Heretics versus Hormigaunt Brood and a Lictor Alpha. He doesn't want to get into this fight. There's Doom Bolts, which can be devastating to Tyranid squads. And look at this, Lictor Alpha with Pheromone, taking tons of damage though. All these Hormigaunts can reinforce, and they are outnumbering these Heretics. Look at this, these Heretics might go down, and do. Excellent play by Wurgl. Not expected by Elder Vampire, it's not something you see that often. And Hormigaunts finally are forced off. Actually take quite a lot of losses, but they did take out an upgraded Heretic squad. And the Warrior Brood now run away. Will they lose a model? They do lose a model. Here comes the Lictor Alpha again. Flesh hooks on a Chaos Space Marine model, doesn't take it out though. So quite a big blow for Elder Vampire early on. Lot of model losses, but lost a squad and replaces those heretics. Western VP uncapped. Sorcerer takes the east, 471, 427, gonna be a 2-1 for blue unless Wurgl goes to contest. Doesn't look like he is, but is going west.
Your forces obey you.
Chaos Space Marines get an Eternal War. Both squads are, in fact. Gives them a flat damage increase. I believe it's still 20% unless it's changed. Here come some more Aspiring Champion Heretics, which are not cheap. 95-30 to get those guys. They are a Chaos Astartes with Bolt Pistol and Chainsword. Here comes a Warrior Brood, which are very close to losing a model, but get away, do they? Yes. When a Synapse creature dies, you get a Synaptic shot, which is why they ran away so quickly. Chaos Sorcerer in base here, almost finishing off the Lictor Alpha. No traditional base turrets for Tyranids, you get these Spore Mine flinging things. And Chaos Sorcerer, Sword of Flame and Vestments of the Warp. Tier 2 for Wurgl first. Double Hormagaunts into Warriors, but it's worked for him with that pheromone. Elder Vampire now has triple gens up, but so does Wurgl, and it's kicking off in the middle again. Double Hormagaunts and Heretics focus down. At Lictor Alpha might take him out, and does. Heretics taking tons of damage again then with those reinforcing Hormagaun Brood, and they still at it, chasing these Chaos Space Marines. And forced them to retreat, but here comes the Chaos Sorcerer wrecking those Hormagaunts, and they just to get away. Wurgl has preserved the squads, but maybe not. Here's the Dark Flames on retreat. Ouch. Very, very nasty. Takes out a Hormagaunt Brood and very heavily damages the other. And here is a Tyrant Guard for Wurgl. Currently has a bugged special attack, but is otherwise a relatively nice unit if you can give it some synapse. Otherwise it's very, very slow, as you can see. Warrior Brood are busy capping east, and they now have their adrenal glands. Melee synapse for the Hormagaunts Brood then. He may get another one. Chaos Sorcerer caught in retreat, but should get away fine. Chaos Space Marines, nothing queued up. Here comes the Tyrant Guard. Be interested to see what Elder Vampire does to combat this guy. It's super heavy infantry, so will take a lot of damage from power and plasma weapons. So maybe double Mark of Tzeentch with something to hold it up. They now turn and engage it, and as you can see, walks away very, very slowly. Not quite in synapse range of these warriors. 436, 380, a double for Wurgl. Might be a triple here. Elder Vampire rocked by that early heretic loss. And here comes the Tyrant Guard, and warriors are fleeing. Lictor Alpha lost the indicator for him. Infiltrates. Sorcerer chasing Hormagaunts Broods. And there is the pheromone. And Chaos Space Marines are forced off. And here are some Spore Mines. Bit too late to catch those retreating units. Chaos Sorcerer all alone now. Still getting model losses on these Hormagaunts though. It's now a single for Wurgl. 390, 380, very close VP wise. Bloodletters on the field for Elder Vampire. demon infantry, effective versus all targets, can teleport. Are they going to cap mid? Spore mines have caught these heretics. This is very, very bad news. One more detonation would have wiped that entire squad, I think, but they do get away with no losses. Kill Sorcerer, cannot finish the cap. Turret Guard, no pushover in melee combat apart from that special attack bug, and Bloodletters do not finish the cap. Flesh Hooks just pulls them off. They now phase out so they take no damage, and we do have double Mark of Tzeentch Chaos Space Marines. And there's a Zone Throat from Wurgl, artillery unit. Also supports with health regen, and spore mines are taken out. 383, 370, Turret Guard now bashing on a power node. Zone Throat's a pretty good counter for blobs of Mark of Tzeentch CSM, if you can keep it out of range of them, of course. Has its shield up. Outnumbered though in the middle. Bloodletters phase out to get into range. Don't want to get flesh hooked, and heretics start the cap on mid. Wurgl has Hormigaunt Brood and Turret Guard on the east side. Where are his warriors? They are going west. Okay, Sorcerer chasing his Zone Throat is now in base, and those base things cannot hit him. There we go, suppressed, shot by the Zone Throat, and teleports out. Hormigaunt Brood finished the cap on east. Have not seen them synergize with these warriors yet. Turret Guard taking tons of damage from his double Mark of Tzeentch. Look at the damage, now goes into shield wall mode, giving it vehicle armor and allowing it to regenerate health. But those Bloodletters have melee heavy, so they will heavily damage vehicle armor, and look at its health fly down. Zone Throat taking out Bloodletters, but they're staying in there. No worship support, and this is a dead Turret Guard, and that's the danger. Out of synapse range, it's so helpless if you have a counter for it. And here are the Warrior Brood in combat with heretics, not really what they want to be tying up. Zone Throat got a very solid hit on those Chaos Space Marines there, almost taking half of the health. 321, 370, 2-1 for Wurgl, double Bloodletters for Elder Vampire, and Zone Throat just gets away there. One more second and would have died with 2 CSM shooting at it. Tier 3 for Wurgl. 309, 370. Elder Vampire keeping the pressure on the middle, doesn't want Wurgl to come in and set up shop.
Make ready the sacrifices. Loose the chains.
Wurgl could get a Conifex out. West side taken by heretics, down to 5 models, with their aspiring champion at the front there. Wurgl now caps mid. Hormigaunt's run away, didn't finish this decap. Elder Vampire is probably going to push mid again, already has the west, but look at the east. Wurgl has both of these powers full. That is what the Turret Guard did. Does not have it noded though. Perhaps the heretics will run all the way over and try and take it. Bloodletters teleporting into the Lictor Alpha, trying to head off the Zone Throat. Zone Throat moves away. Here come a Hormigaunt Brood. Lictor Alpha taking tons of damage, as in retreat in fact. Bloodletters teleporting. This is the other squad trying to finish off the Zone Throat, but they cannot. Pretty nice awareness from Wurgl with his Zone Throat. Very, very small map, so it's easy to get caught. Chaos Space Marines decapping Eastern VP, and Elder Vampire might get a 2-1 if Wurgl can't push quickly enough. Has a Swarm Lord on the way though, 3/4 built in fact. Here is Tzeentch Worship, boosting health and energy regen of demons, as all worship does. Also infiltrates units though. Does not infiltrate the heretics themselves. Triple cap for Elder Vampire. And Swarmlord is on the field. Will it change the game? I think it will. Elder Vampire has double bloodletters for a vehicle counter. Swarmlord has vehicle armor. And here it comes, and that's a huge plop of stuff from Elder Vampire. Goes straight after the bloodletters. The only thing that can really hurt it. And here come Horngaunt Brood. Have these guys leveled? They are level 2. Elder Vampire moving to the east. Bloodletters teleporting. And Warrior Brood run away. And only lose one model. Now the Rod of Warpfire. Ouch! Blade Fury absolutely giving bloodletters. Phasing them out, trying to save these guys now. That's one of the abilities that the Swarmlord has. Absolutely devastating in melee against melee squads when they crowd around the Swarmlord. Massive amounts of damage. And takes out another on retreat. 273, 271. Elder Vampire needs a Mark of Tzeentch Havoc or something. But he's gone for heretics to support the bloodletters instead. 272, 271, a 2-to-1 for Wurgl. Now has a Carnifex on the way. Has cooled down some Spore Mines as well to be a nuisance. And Warrior Brood capping east. Swarmlord chasing the Chaos Sorcerer now. Boosts the speed of nearby friendly Tyranids. Also allows them to reinforce. That's its unique synapse. Warrior Brood decapped the east but could not cap. Wurgl has a double though. And his decapping power. Elder Vampire still has absolutely no power income. Apart from the default 10 once that decap is complete. And here is the Carnifex. And it's Thornback. These double bloodletters all of a sudden not looking very smart. And there is the charge. Ouch. Heretics are worshipping, but they are down to 2 models. There's another Blade Fury or whatever it's called, Blade Storm. I always forget, but it kicked some serious ass again, and this is falling apart for Elder Vampire. Chaos Space Marines going down surely. No, get away with a single model. Bloodletters are staying in combat. I think Elder Vampire has given up, and he has. There is to concede. 186, 271. Wurgl just countering those bloodletters with that big, scary Swarmlord. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.